Welcome to another episode of Cars_Mad.
We are back and we have a list to get through today. A pretty big list, an important list, a fun list, because we're talking about the best cars in general. We have multiple...
we're talking about our favourites. So, we're talking about our favourite cars. So, we're going to go through the list, look at the different categories, and then we're each going to pick our different favourite car from that list.
We might not agree, you might not agree, but that's the fun of the video. It's our favourites, and you might have another favourite.
Yeah, comment down below which car is your favourite car in each category. Or only one category, it doesn't matter. Anyway, before we move on, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Ding, 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 ding. And like the video. Before you've even seen what it's about and what we say later, who cares? Like it.
Yeah, even if you don't like it, like it. Anyway, let's start off with number one. Favourite mid-size SUV.
Favourite mid-size SUV.
Because they are an extremely popular category these days. One of the most popular, except for utes in Australia. It's the age of the SUV, so whether you like it or not, that we're going to pick one to be our favourite. So I'll let you go first, Daniel.
I think I would go with the Kia Sportage.
Kia Sportage.
I think Kia make good vehicles.
Good vehicles, yeah.
I think for a mid-size, it does everything it needs to do. It's got enough room in there for a smaller family or a single person who just wants a nice mid-size SUV. I think it's got good range for what you get out of it. I think that it is luxe enough at a good price point. I think the engine's nice enough. I just think it's an all-around
Well,
nice
there's
car.
multiple engine options. You can get a diesel if you want fuel economy. You can get a nice petrol if you just are smarter. Or you can I think you can get a hybrid now. So,
Yeah.
alright, so for me, I think it would be hard, but I think I'm going to go with a Subaru Forester.
You see a lot of them here in Tasmania as well.
Yeah.
So I suppose they're known for being quite good off-roaders as well. For a mid-size SUV, it's not always something you get.
Yeah, like the older ones, like up until 2013, they had low range.
Mm-hmm.
And up until like 2008, they were literally based on the WRX platform, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
But I think that with the new ones, they're still extremely good. And they're pretty good. They have symmetrical all-wheel drive, which means that they have the same amount of power going front to rear, which is excellent. Some of the SUVs might be all-wheel drive, but they might just be on-demand all-wheel drive, or they split the power. Like most of the time, it's front-wheel drive, like the Honda CR-V is very well known for not driving the rear wheels as much as the fronts.
Very true.
So, yeah.
So there are choices for a mid-size SUV. If you have a different choice, let us know in the comments below. But we're moving on to number two, one that's dear to our hearts. It is the dual cab utes. That's the category next. How about you kick us off with your favourite dual cab ute?
Okay, so I'm not gonna, for my favourite, it has to be the Ford Ranger Raptor.
Mm-hmm.
It just has to be. But I also like the regular Ranger just as much. But I do like that nice petrol V6. It sounds amazing. And it's just incredible off-road. Like, you cannot get anything else like it. And it's not the cheapest car, but it's also not really that expensive considering you can get one for like 95 grand. Which is pretty good.
For what it gives you, it's worth the price, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I would vote Ford Ranger for mine, but I'm going to give something different because we should have two different options for these lovely people. And so I will just give a special shout out to my brother Noah, who has got himself a SsangYong Musso this year, and I've been impressed. I've been in it, I've driven in it, he's gone off-roading in it, and for the price point of a Musso...
I think that's worth putting in there. The Chinese cars are not too bad, and SsangYong is technically Korean.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for the price, it is amazing.
Yes.
And yeah, that's a great car. But I also think that there are other cars that, like with the Mitsubishi Triton, the new one that's just come out, the old one was pretty good because it was cheap. The new one's more expensive, still pretty cheap for a dual cab,
Mm-hmm.
but more expensive. But it hasn't, like, it's not that good, I guess. It has drum brakes at the rear, which is like, that's pretty, I mean, dual cab utes have had drum brakes for a long time. A lot of them still do, but we're moving on. Like, even the Toyota Hilux, which Toyota often insists to keep their feet in the sand, with things like that. Even that has rear disc brakes on the high-end models.
Exactly.
And I think with, like, the Ford Ranger, pretty much all of those models have rear disc brakes, and a lot of the Chinese utes as well. So I think that the Musso, definitely for the price, is a great car. Like, great.
And watch out, the Chinese are coming through with some great stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been saying I'm interested to see what happens with the Kia Tasman. I think that's going to be an interesting...
Yeah, I don't know though, like, what engine is it going to have? Like,
Mhm.
if it has the 2.2 litre diesel, might be enough. But it also might not be. Like, the SsangYong Musso has a 2.2 litre diesel.
Exactly.
Anyway, moving on. If we don't move on, this video is gonna be an hour long. So, let's move on. So, number 3 is favourite supercar.
Supercar. This is a big category.
We thought we'd just put this in there for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we're ever going to be buying supercars, but...
And there's a number of supercars. You know, you might look at speed. You might look at the look of it. You might look at a price point.
I mean, I'm going to say, like, supercar is kind of the, like... For me, if you count the GTR, the R35 GTR, and you'd be crazy not to, that is my favourite supercar.
Yeah.
It might not be a proper supercar necessarily, but it's definitely a supercar.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, look, growing up, Ferrari, Lamborghini, these are names that are amazing supercars that you would love to have, but I think getting older and looking at different cars, I would love to own a Porsche 911.
GT3 RS.
Now, that would be a cool... I'm going to go with that for my vote in this supercar.
The GT3 RS model? Yeah, they're awesome. They're really good. Cool. Like, they're just amazing.
I think everybody, even though they're so out of reach, has like a dream supercar. So if you have your dream supercar that if money wasn't an option, you could just get it tomorrow. How about you comment what would be your dream car to be sitting in your garage?
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, whilst with some of these, we're going for, like, good value for money, in the supercar segment, what is value for money?
No.
So, that's just, like, the other ones, if you think that value for money matters to you more, then that can be your favourite. That's fine. But for the supercar, it's not really, like, you're not going to be worried about money when you're buying a supercar.
No.
Alright, number 4. Favourite 7-seater car.
Might be important if you are a bigger family on planning on having more kids. You're thinking about bang for buck. You're thinking about a comfortable ride for all the kids. You're thinking about space for loading. 7-seaters are a pretty big market these days.
So, what do you think? What do you think is your favourite?
Look, I grew up with a Tarago, so I'm used to looking at these with multiple rows. I love the Kia Carnival. I think it's an incredible car.
I think that the older ones weren't so good, but the newer ones are pretty cool, and they bring out a hybrid model too.
Yes, which is
I
impressive
don't
for such a big car.
Yeah, for such a big car. But then again, like, it has room to fit the batteries kind of thing. Like, but I also think that maybe, like, an SUV is kind of better. Like, I was going to say, like, Ford Everest is pretty good because it's
Palisade?
Palisade is incredible.
Yeah.
I would go with Santa Fe or Palisade probably. The new Santa Fe is pretty cool. So I'm gonna put up a poll on YouTube.
Yep.
And you can go vote which one you prefer, the Palisade or the new Santa Fe. Santa Fe looks crazy. Maybe you hate it, maybe you like it, but the Palisade has a certain look as well, like kind of unique look.
It does.
So yeah, if you want that, then I mean, it's also bigger. But the Santa Fe is big now too, so I think that
it's gotten
they're
bigger,
both great cars. But anyway, I'm going to put a poll up in the community section. Go vote on that, or just tell us in the comments.
I mean, congratulations to Hyundai for having both those cars. That's incredible.
Yeah, in the one company. Anyway, now on to number 5 and 5th category, favorite 4-wheel drive.
Now, a lot comes into play when it comes to four-wheel drives. You obviously want a car that's good at four-wheel driving. You want a car
Yeah.
that can handle off-road. You also want a car that can get a bit beat up because you're going to
Yeah.
beat it up.
Right, but we're talking about new cars, kind
Yes.
of. So I think what I'm going to say, or newish cars at least, I think what I'm going to say is probably a Y62 Patrol.
Yeah.
Big V8 petrol. Great, like, great off-road. It's so capable. And it's not even that expensive, like, compared to other cars. You can get a second-hand one for, like, 50 grand.
That's cool.
And I think that is a great car, so, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with that Patrol. I never was this person, but lately I've been looking at Jeeps and getting excited by the look of it. I think they've always had an iconic look. They are
Oh, yeah.
iconic because of where their
Yeah.
history started
I
in
think
being
that
army cars.
the Wrangler is a great car, but I also think that the Y62 is probably going to be a better all-round car
Yep.
for someone. Because if you want a car that's a four-wheel drive, but you want to be able to daily it, a Jeep can work, but a Y62 Patrol might use a bit of fuel, but it is a great car. And
Yeah.
it's super practical. It is also a 7-seater, great. And they also just bring out the new the Warrior, the Patrol Warrior Prem car, and that is pretty good as well. Anyway, on to our next one. Is just favorite SUV in general.
So we had a mid-size SUV, which, you know, we gave our picks, and now we're on to SUV overall, the best
Any
of the
SUV,
whole
yeah.
range.
So this can include cars like the Patrol, the Land Cruiser, the Everest, or even just cars like what we talked about before. So what is your pick?
I think I would go for something in the range of either Honda or Kia. I think they run the market when it comes to SUVs, and, you know, you go anywhere from a Tucson or the lower end of the Kias all the way up to, like we spoke about, the Palisade and the...
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with
I mean,
Kia Sorento.
Kia Sorentos are good, but they're also big cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that not everybody needs that.
Look, the Sportage may get my pick again.
Yeah, so I'm going to say something a bit different. And it's our favourite. It's not necessarily the most practical or the best.
Exactly.
So I'm going to go with Ford Everest because it's just pretty cool. The Ford Everest Tremor.
Yeah.
I think that would be my pick for a...
I mean, it's a cool car. It is a very cool
It
car.
is. It's an off-road focused Everest, which I think is super cool, and I think that is my favourite SUV.
And think about it. You could do school drop-off in the morning and then straight down for some off-roading, all in the
Exactly.
same car.
Exactly. Now, number 7 is electric vehicle.
Mm-hmm. There is a big range of electric vehicles on the market now. And this is a straight EV. We're not talking about hybrids here. We're talking about EVs.
Yeah.
100% plug-in EVs. Look, I as much as they might not be as good as other cars, I do think that Tesla almost run the game when it comes to EVs
They
currently.
do, and I think that the Cybertruck is super cool, but it is not currently available in Australia.
Mhm.
And we're talking about cars that we can get in Australia. So,
So then you might be looking at an Ioniq.
Ioniq 5N. For me, 100% Ioniq 5N. What do you think, Daniel?
I think that would be my favourite to get.
Yeah.
I think that's sporty, it's
Or
fun.
do you want to throw another
it's-
one in the mix? Like,
Let's
just a
see.
practical one?
I think price point, because they've been lowered recently, thanks to Elon, a Tesla Model Y, if you have a family especially,
Yes,
is a very
yes.
practical car because it's now only like $60,000 to get the base model,
55,000 for the base model.
which is amazing. And they're a great car. The charging for Tesla seems to be better than other models.
Yeah.
The range isn't bad. I mean, it's just an all-round good car, and $55,000 for a full EV is pretty unbeatable for a
Yeah.
car like that.
I think that is a great deal, and I think that, 100% that's a great deal. Okay, so now on to their final category. Number 8 is just favorite vehicle ever. Let's go with favorite vehicle ever made, so it doesn't have to be a new one.
Yep. So many vehicles. Like, do I say the bullet train?
More car focused.
Look, I still think if I could have any car right now, I would want a Ford Ranger Raptor.
I think that is fair, but I think that because we said ever made, I think I'm going to have to go with probably one of the most desirable cars in the world. The R34 GTR. I mean, they are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But my second favorite would probably actually be the Nissan 350Z.
And we've been speaking about that as a project car, haven't we? Like, that would be...
If you can't tell that that's my favorite car already from watching our other videos, then there you go. It's my favorite car.
What you can do with that car is just, unlike any other, we'd love to get it. You'd love to tune it. You'd love to swap things out, put your own spin on it. A 350Z would be the car of your dreams to do up.
Yeah, but I think that an R34 GTR is extremely cool, and I think that the best car ever made is probably the R34 GTR, but my favourite is the 350Z. So, there you
have it. 8 categories of our top cars. You can comment 8 different things that you like. You can comment 100 different things that you like, or just one. If you agree with us, cool, let us know. If you hate the 350Z, that's cool. Let us know. We don't care what your opinion is. These were our opinions, and we'd love to hear yours.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just do a video, our opinions. This is our opinion 100%. You might have a different opinion. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it. And make sure you subscribe to our channel. Follow us on the Instagram at _cars_mad. And see you next time in the next video.